What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another movie review. I'm Chase Lee, reviewing for DallasMovieScreenings.com, and the movie I want to take a look at right now is Last Christmas. Now, this one comes from Universal Pictures. It is directed by Paul Feig, and this one tells the story of Kate, played by Emilia Clarke, and she is an aspiring singer, so she goes to a bunch of auditions, but she keeps getting turned down. It's just not working out for her. But in the meantime, she works at this Christmas store full-time as a clerk. She's dressed up as an elf, and her boss, which she calls Santa, is played by Michelle Yeoh, and so they kind of have their relationship going on. And then when she gets done with her shifts, she couch surfs. She goes to random friend's house, or she might hit up a guy at a bar and sleep over with him or whatever. She just doesn't want to go live back at home with her parents, her mom, dad, or even talk with her sister. She just wants to be apart from that life, and so she just kind of lives on her own, just scraping by and just making her dreams come true. And she's really selfish, doesn't really think about anyone but herself. She comes across this guy named Tom, a hunk. He is a hunk of a man, played by Henry Golding. And he's a warm-hearted person. He's a good person. He takes care of people. He volunteers at a homeless shelter. He just seems like a good dude. And so with them together, maybe she'll have a change of heart. Maybe she will become a better person by interacting with this gentleman and hanging out with him, and she'll realize the more important things in life and not really be self-centered. That is all I'm going to tell you about the story, because there is a reveal, twist, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the movie that this movie kind of relies on. It's the crutch of the movie, and if I go down that path or even reveal that, it just wouldn't be fair to you guys. So if you want to see it, I'm going to keep that hidden. So that's your basic story. So going into this movie, I wasn't really expecting much, I got to be honest with you. I saw the trailers. They just look like any generic romantic comedy you can think of that has come out since the dawn of time. I don't know. It just didn't really do it for me. And this is coming from a guy who paid actual money to go see He's Just Not That Into You back in 2009 when I was in college, by the way. So a younger version of myself paid money to see that movie, which is even sappier than this movie, and I enjoyed that. So I enjoy movies like that. So regardless of what I say in this review or any future reviews regarding this genre, just know that I like this stuff. So it's just if it hits me appropriately or not, and I go, wow, that was really good, or yeah, that one. So okay. So going into this movie, high hopes were not there. I walk out of this and it's not that bad. It's fine, which is my favorite F word to use in any review. It's just fine. So let's break this down. There's really not much to break down, but I'm going to go ahead and attempt this. So let's start with the screenplay, because it is co-written by Emma Thompson, who also is in this as her mother. She was a refugee from Yugoslavia. I think that was the country, and so she kind of escaped all the war and stuff over there, and she came over to London, start the family, all that stuff. So, so I think as an overall story, I think it's fine. It's okay. It takes a few slight turns here and there where you're like, okay, I didn't really see that coming, or oh, that joke caught me off guard. So there is some surprises in there, but I think for the most part it's presented as an okay little romance movie. The humor is there. I think Emma Thompson's a really good writer in her own right. Actor, writer, she's the full package. And so when she writes these types of movies, she always tends to throw a bunch of jokes at you, and some of them stick, some of them don't. And in my case for this one, I did chuckle and even crack a smile just a little bit, and it warmed up my cold, dead heart. So I really appreciate that. Speaking of heart, this movie does have a lot of heart to it. There is a lot of just warmness to this movie that you can watch, be entertained for an hour and 45 minutes, and walk away feeling like a good person. Which brings me to the overall themes in this movie, which is being a good person, being good to a fellow human being, just being an overall good, moral, compassed human being. And I appreciate that. I do like that messaging and that theme that was plaguing throughout this entire thing. I really enjoyed that. Probably my favorite aspect about the movie, to be honest with you. And there's some really tender moments that I liked between, Amelia Clarke and her boss, Henry Golding, people at the homeless shelter, her parents, her sister. There's some really nicely written scenes that, if you're in the right mood, which some people in my audience were, they might tug at your heartstrings a little bit, and you might shed a little tear and get a little sad, which is okay. I'm glad that people have emotions out there, because I don't. No, I'm just kidding. I do cry like a baby when if stuff hits me correctly. But yes, it's a finely written movie. There's really no issue with that. But I do like the themes and the messaging going on. Director Paul Feig. If you were to tell me that Paul Feig directed this thing, I'd be like, okay. If you told me Pauly Shore directed this thing, I'd be like, okay. There's really no director's stamp on this thing to make me go, oh, wow, that's this specific director's movie. Now, Paul Feig really likes to let his actors run wild with the improv. And, there's a couple of scenes here and there, especially with the cops in this movie, that you can definitely tell, like, that's Paul Feig going, do your thing. You know what to say, but just go for it. And some of those bits are funny, but, other than that, it's a very flat-looking movie. It's very boring to look at because we're dealing with like 5 locations throughout the entire movie, so it gets stale super quick. The camera work is competent, I guess. I don't even know what to say. It's just like, it's fine. Like, anyone could have directed this thing, so I don't know. He put together a movie that was watchable. So I'll give him that. But yeah, just really all around, just flat directing. Let's get to some of the performances, because I actually think this is one of the better parts about this movie. Amelia Clarke is good. She's great as a lead, and I think she provides the charm. She provides the disdain that we have for this character. She's lovable. She's funny. She's got, really great scenes with either, Henry Golding or her mother, sister. Like, she is a nice lead in this movie. And I like this casting because she made this movie way more watchable than it should have been. Henry Golding is actually not in it that much to even justify grading him. Like, he's serviceable. He gets the job done. Emma Thompson is probably, her and Michelle Yeoh are probably the second most screen time person in this besides Amelia Clarke, and they have, nice relationships with her, one being a coworker and boss relationship and one being a mother-daughter relationship. They're very different, and I thought they matched those appropriately. So, and Emma Thompson, as the mother, definitely provided the most emotional weight to her character, and then also bringing out some of the best emotional moments from Amelia Clarke's character. So there's that. The dad and the sister, they're not even on screen that much to even justify them. It's just like, cool. Everyone else, great supporting cast, I guess. But yeah, the acting, I think it varies from either okay to good, and sometimes even dipping into the great category. Guys, this movie isn't for me. It didn't work for me on that front. And I told you up front in this review that I like this type of stuff. It's just that this one was just kind of neutral to me, which is arguably even more depressing because I would like to have a gut reaction to this movie, whether it be good or bad. It's just kind of neutral, and that can sometimes be even worse. But, I hate dogging on movies like this and saying, like, don't go see this in theaters and stuff, because I know that's not what the people that represent these screenings want me to say. But I gotta be honest with you guys, if you want to wait until rental to see this, wait until rental. It's not something you have to go see. However, if you want to kill an hour and 45 minutes, there are worse ways to do it. Just for me personally, it was an okay movie, and I don't really care to see it again. So I'm going to give Last Christmas a C. I don't really know what else more to say. There's nothing really more to dissect. I usually make these reviews like 10 minutes longer longer or more, but there's just not much to talk about. So a C for me for Last Christmas. But let me know down below what you thought of the movie. Maybe you loved it. Maybe you hated it. Let me know all your thoughts on this movie. I like to read the comments. So that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.